everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Alex and today I'm going to be bringing you a summer book haul. Now, I just recently posted an unhaul video on this channel. It was the last video that I posted. I will leave a link and a card up above if you want to go see some of the books that I got rid of. But I got rid of those books mainly because I was running out of room on my shelves and a lot of books have come into my possession over the last few months. So all the books that I'm going to be showing you today I have acquired at some point since I started my channel. Now, you guys know I do not buy a lot of books. I think that I only bought one or two of the books that are in the stack. Actually, and they have 10 books to share with you guys today, so it is a pretty small haul compared to a lot of what you see here on YouTube, but for me, it's actually quite a lot of books. So we're just gonna jump right into the books. This is not gonna be in any particular order. I'm just gonna go through them as I pick them up. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first book that I have is one that I bought for myself, and that is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie. Now, this book follows Monty, who is living in 18th century Europe, and he is getting ready to go on his grand tour of Europe with his sister and his crush, Percy. Now, this is one that I meant to get to a few months ago, and unfortunately, I never got around to it. I do want to read this one by the end of the year. I've heard incredible things about this one and the companion novel as well. It seems to just be a funny ride, and I have actually read the first chapter of this and really enjoyed it, but I just never continued on from there. So hopefully at some point before the year is over, I will get this one read. Now, the next three books that I'm going to talk about are all my picks from Book of the Month YA. I have been an affiliate with Book of the Month YA for the last 3 months, so these are the 3 books that I have received from them. If you are interested in signing up for Book of the Month YA, I have a code down in the description where you can go and do that. And if you are watching this video when it posts or soon after, Book of the Month YA is actually running a promotion right now. So usually when you select a book, you get it for $15, which is still an incredible deal for a brand new release hardcover book shipped right to your door. But right now, if you sign up for Book of the Month YA for one of the September selections, you can actually have it shipped to your house for $5. $5, brand new hardcover book, and all the picks from this month were incredible. So you get to see the one that I picked out, and there are several more that were just the picks this month were just really good. So if you are interested in that, link is down below, but this deal will only be going on until September 30th. So if you are watching this in real time and you have been thinking about signing up for Book of the Month YA and you've kind of been on the fence, now is the time to do it. So the first book I received from Book of the Month YA was Past Perfect Life by Elizabeth Eulberg, and this was my pick for July. This book follows our main character, Allie, and she is a senior in high school getting ready to apply to colleges. She has a crush on a boy, she has nice friends, her life is pretty much going as planned and as expected, and it's going really well. And then she comes to find out that she has actually been missing for the last 15 years, and she's not who she thinks she is. I have read this one, and I don't remember what month I read it. I think it was August, but I will leave the wrap-up where I talk about it up in a card. I think that I gave it a 4 stars, or it was a high rating. I think it was about 4 stars. I really did enjoy this one. The trope of you're not who you think you are is one of my favorites, and I think that this one did it really well. For my August pick, I chose Mind Games by Shanna Silver. Now, this book follows our main character, Arden, and Arden sells memories. But one day, she and this other boy end up getting all of their memories stolen, and they have to try to find the person that did this to them, even though they cannot remember anything themselves. Now, I haven't gotten to this one yet. I had never heard of this book or this author before I picked it up from Book of the Month, but it still sounds really interesting to me. I just haven't had a chance to pick it up yet, so again, hopefully I will get to it in the next couple of months. And my September pick, and one of the books that you can choose if you do decide to sign up for Book of the Month this month, was Permanent Record by Mary H.K. Choi. This book follows our main character, Pablo, who is trying to figure out what he wants to do in life. He feels a little lost and a little stuck. He's just working at a deli, trying to take things day by day, avoiding calls from student loan collectors, just kind of trying to live life. And we also follow our main character, Leanna, who has been a child star. She has grown up in the spotlight and has never known anything different. And one night, they both live in New York. They meet in the middle of nowhere at 4 o'clock in the morning in New York, and they strike up this friendship and potential relationship. And then I believe that social media gets wind of it, and it really goes into how social media can affect our relationships. So I think this one is going to be very interesting. I haven't read from Mary H.K. Choi before. This is her second novel novel. She has another one, which I'm about to talk about, but still, I am interested to dive into this one. This is one of my most anticipated releases of 2019, and I could not believe that it showed up as a pick for September, so I'm really, really excited to get my hands on it. Now, speaking of Mary H.K. Choi, I also have Permanent Record, which is her debut novel. I won this on a giveaway on Instagram from Book and a Sweater, and I will leave her link to her Instagram as well as her Etsy shop down in the description for you. This book follows two main characters, Penny and Sam, and kind of like in the last novel, both of these characters are kind of stuck. They don't really know where they want to go in their lives. They end up randomly meeting and exchanging phone numbers, and they start to form a relationship over text. I think this book is going to have a really interesting commentary on the role of technology in our relationships, so something that I'm interested in. It sounds like it's going to be a cute, fun romance, but it's also going to have a more serious side to it. Now, the next 4 books that I'm going to show you are all from Wednesday Books. Back several months ago, I actually won a giveaway from Wednesday Books, and they sent me 4 of their older contemporary novels. So these are the books that I won in that giveaway. So the first book that I received was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and this is the paperback edition with the gorgeous green sprayed edges. I don't think that I really need to describe what Fangirl is about because I think everybody pretty much knows by now, but just a brief descriptor. Fangirl follows our main character, Kath, who is getting ready to go to college, and she's going to be away from her twin sister for the first time. She is a lot more shy than her sister is, and she doesn't really know how to be herself without her sister, so she is really nervous about starting this new journey. She's also a really big fan of Simon Snow, and she writes fan fiction for this series, and it just basically follows her life trying to navigate her first year of college. Now, I have read Fangirl. I read it probably a year and a half ago now, and I really, really enjoyed it. Me personally, I think that I would have enjoyed this more if I had read it when I was a freshman in college. I didn't actually read it until I had been out of college for about a year and a half. So if I would have read it sooner, then I probably would have enjoyed it more, but alas, I did still enjoy it, and I'm really, really excited to have it on my shelf. The next book that I received was In Paris With You by Clementine Beauvais, and this one I actually have read also, but I read it before it came in the mail. I'd actually received an e-arc of this through NetGalley. This book is a story told in verse, and it follows our 2 main characters, Eugene and Tatiana, who we follow their story. It's like one that got away. So they meet up again in Paris. They haven't seen each other for years and years. That's where the story begins, when they're meeting for the second time. And then we see what happened in their relationship and why they weren't together anymore and what happens from there. Now, I'll be honest, this was not my favorite book in the world. I do still have it because I won it from the giveaway, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just kind of there. Regardless, it's cute. I'll keep it on my shelves at least for a little while. The next book I received was Smothered by Autumn Chickless. Now, this book sounds really, really interesting to me, and I've never heard anybody talk about it, but I love the premise. This book follows our main character, Lou, and she has just graduated from college, but the problem is that she has nowhere else to go. She has no job, no prospects, no nothing. So she winds up actually moving back in with her parents, and her mom is thrilled about this. She cannot wait to have her home, went to go to the store with her and go to SoulCycle and hide their shopping purchases from dad and blah, blah, blah. But Lou is not as thrilled as her mother is. And this book is actually told in an interesting format. It's a combination of like text messages and emails, and it even says police reports and journal entries and blah, blah, blah. So it's not just your standard text, your standard prose that you would see. So I am really interested to pick this one up. Like I said, I've never heard anybody say anything about it, but since this one is a little bit of an older character, I'm interested to read about someone in that age range. That's not something that I typically do, but this premise really sounds like something that would be for me. And the last book that I won in that giveaway was Not Now, Not Ever by Lilly Anderson. Now, this book follows our main character, Ellie, and Ellie basically doesn't want to do anything that her parents want her to do. Over the summer, her parents want her to spend time at the community theater that her mom works at, and she wants her to go to a mock trial program at UCLA and spend the summer at the Air Force summer camp that her mom works at. But Ellie decides that she doesn't want to do any of that. She wants to run away to this summer camp. This camp is an academic decathlon type program, and the winner ends up getting a full scholarship to this college that Ellie wants to attend. And she decides she's going to get there, start over, and win this scholarship. But when she gets there, it turns out that her cousin is also at the same camp, and he plans to expose her fraud. Now, I have never read anything by Lilly Anderson before. I know that she's the author of Undead Girl Gang, which got a lot of hype last year, so I am interested to read this. It's not at the very, very top of my radar, but it still sounds like something that I might enjoy. And the last book that I have to show you today is actually my most recent purchase, and that is Eleanor, Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gale, Honeyman. Now, this novel is kind of in the same vein as like A Man Called Beauvais or The Bookish Life of Nina Hill, where you have this main character who is set in her ways, she knows exactly how she likes her life, everything is completely fine, and then Eleanor winds up falling for the IT guy at her company, I believe, and things go from there. He kind of shows her how her life can change. This is another one that I have heard absolutely nothing but great things about. I have wanted to read this one for a very, very long time, and I finally decided to pick it up at the bookstore recently, so I'm excited to jump into this one as well. So that is it for my summer book haul. These are all the books that I have amassed over the past few months. Let me know down below in the comments if you have read any of these, your thoughts on them, and let me know what the last book that you received was. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, as well as hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon down below so that you never miss out on any of my content. So until next time, bye!